I have the top 10 reasons to let your husband buy a dirt bike right here. This message is to all those wives out there. Yes, this is Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel. I have got a message to all the beautiful, wonderful wives of the Dirt Bike Channel followers. This is why you should let your husband buy a dirt bike. Just a side note, you don't even need to buy a dirt bike. See that dirt bike back there? This is the 2018 KTM 250 XEW TPI fuel injected beauty. If you're watching this video before May 15th of 2018, if you go to my website, you could win this bike for your husband. All you have to do is buy him a shirt or buy him a hat. I don't know if there's gonna be any hats left over by the time that this airs. But if you buy him a shirt, he's entered to win that dirt bike. So keep that thing in mind. These aren't just any reasons. These are my beautiful and talented wife's reasons for letting your husband buy a dirt bike. Sometime back in 2017, at least February or May, I had a viewer reach out to me and say, hey, do a video on why you should let your husband buy a dirt bike. And I kind of stewed on it for the better part of that year. And then on New Year's Eve, I asked my wife to think about it. She spent a couple of days and she gave me this list on January 2nd of 2018. It's right here, I'll show you in my notes. This is what she gave me. And I've sort of been sitting on it and it's taken me a little bit of time to get around to doing this video. But without further ado, I'm going to give you the 10 reasons why my wife says that she's okay with dirt biking, and these are the 10 reasons she says that you should let your husband, speaking to the women now. So guys, you're gonna have to show this video to your wife. This is why you should let your husband buy a dirt bike. In the words of my beautiful and talented wife, number one, she said, to me, dirt biking is more than just going out with your buddies on a ride. It's especially because my husband comes back a better man, recharged, tired, yes, but more patient, happier, and improving in an area of his life that he can be proud of and we can all be proud of. She reiterated, it gives him something to be proud of and gives him a sense of accomplishment. And I have to agree, she's right. It does give me a sense of accomplishment and it does give me something back in my life. It offers me a chance to recharge and to like get the energy that I need to face everything else in my life. So that's reason number one, because I'm gonna come back, your husband is gonna come back a better man. He's gonna be recharged. Number two reason that Karen gave is dirt biking keeps my man in shape because he rows. This is the only time I've ever done cardio in my life. I am in better shape now than I've ever been, except for maybe when I was 18 years old. And that's because I'm watching what I'm eating and I'm keeping my body fit. I'm rowing, I'm doing a little bit of, strength training here and there with push-ups and sit-ups and this type of thing and pull-ups every once in a while. And I do a lot of rowing and it's because I want to be in shape for this thing. This thing beats the crap out of you and you need to be in good shape for it. So she said number two reason, my wife said, it keeps him in shape. So she likes that. It's a good reason to let your husband buy a dirt bike. Number three reason, it's a great way for the husband and the kids or the whole family to bond. This is one of the things that I do with my boys and my daughter, as much as my daughter will let me. I take them out and I go riding. And part of the reason why I'm going riding with them now is because I want to have tons of dirt bike adventures with them in the future. And so I'm building that time with them, building those relationships with them, and building their skills so that we can go out and have awesome adventures for the next 40 years. So that was number three. Number four, she said, it keeps him mentally sharp. She says that's a muscle that gets developed in your brain. And it does. In order to be dirt biking and to be in the moment, that's one of the things that's so great about dirt biking is it demands so much of your attention that you literally, you can't be thinking of anything else. You have to be mentally sharp, mentally focused on exactly what's in front of you. And I think that's something, and my wife obviously feels like that's something that translates over into other areas of your life. So that mentally sharp and mental focus. That was her number four. Number five, he's less likely to become addicted to a substance when he's addicted to his bike. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that I'm addicted to my bike, but my wife says that I am. I do a Honda. Do a Kawasaki.
This isn't funny. I can't draw a dirt bike on an Etch-a-Sketch.
Well, then draw a trials bike.
No, I'm not. It's a dirt bike.
Then draw a pedal bike. Or a scooter. Or a moped.
Dirt bikes.
No, I need to draw something like a fish or like a flower. No, I can't.
And She says that's a good thing because I'm not going to be addicted to drugs or alcohol or some of these other things because I'm already addicted to my bike. So take it or leave it. That was her number 5. Okay, number 6. She says it's a great stress outlet. Go for a ride and come back more patient. I can't tell you the number of times where I've been frustrated at the kids or frustrated at something that's happening around the house or at work, and she'll just look at me and she'll be like, go for a dirt bike ride. Get out of here. Get out of here and go for a ride and blow off some of that steam. And I do. I come back a lot more relaxed. Number 6 reason is it was a good stress outlet. Number 7, dirt bikes keep him young, both physically and young at heart. Stay more fun and young. Men don't get old when they ride. My dad still rides his Harley and he still rides dirt bikes a little bit. And he's like 63-ish. And he's one of the youngest 63, 64-year-olds that I know. Love you, Dad. He's a good guy. And part of it is because he rides motorcycles. Riding motorcycles keeps you young. And it keeps you like wanting to have fun at heart. And my wife thinks that it keeps me younger and it keeps me like more engaged with the kids because I'm more fun. So there you go. Take it for what it's worth. Number 8. It also helps him with problem solving or troubleshooting because that is a skill, she says. When crap happens, you're forced to fix it. You can't give up. No easy outs. This spills over to life and relationships. So some of the examples that we've had like sprockets break off of our bikes. We've had sticks punched through our air boxes. We've had clutch perches break off. We've had, water pumps break on the bike where you've got to scramble on your feet and you've got to come up with a solution, a way to limp that bike back. You're out there in the middle of nowhere. You've got to problem solve. You've got to start a fire. There was one time Sam and I were going to become maybe hypothermic. We needed to start a fire because we were soaked and we had to figure out how to get a fire started. Problem solved. So we took the seat off the bike and we used the pliers and we arced off the battery. We got a spark off the battery by touching the positive over to the frame on the bike with a little teeny bit of gas soaked, or a little tissue paper soaked in gas. Problem solving. So she says that's a skill because it's problem solving and troubleshooting. It bleeds over into other areas of your life, including relationships. So she says that it spills over to relationships, problem solving. Okay, on to number 9. She says, number 9, he's able to get out and appreciate the beauty of the earth that we live in and see things that most people will never see. I have to agree with you there on that one, Karen. I have seen things dirt biking that I would never get to see otherwise. It takes you into areas that you'd never get to. I've said this on other videos, but it takes you into areas that you would only see if you backpacked for a day and a half or you rode a horse for 10 hours, and most people just don't do that. So you're going to get to see things. Your husband is going to get to see things on a dirt bike that he would never see any other way. Last but not least, number 10, she says to some it may seem dangerous, and while it does have some risks, it's safer than street bikes, which I totally believe, safer than four-wheelers, which I also believe, and wearing all his gear, it protects him from a huge percentage of the things that could happen to him. And when he's putting on the gear, it's like armor. And he can remember how important he is to the rest of us. And that's a reminder that he's worth something to someone and he needs to ride smart and stay safe. So she's saying all that gear that I'm putting on is a reminder every time that I'm important and people are counting on me. Sure, dirt biking could be a dangerous thing, but honestly, I've seen teachers in my wife's school, get a concussion or break an ankle or whatever just by playing basketball with a bunch of fourth graders. Yes, there are some dangers. You can get hit by a car. I almost got hit by a car this morning at work. I was at work in the parking lot. A person was coming through the parking lot, the covered parking, didn't see me, and I had to jump out of the way. I almost got freaking creamed at the office. So everything in our life is dangerous. She's saying it's not as dangerous as people think, and it helps him. It helps to remind him that there are people that care about him and that depend on him. So those are my wife's 10 reasons for why you, wives out there, should let your husbands buy a dirt bike. Guys, if you like these videos, please remember to like the video, share, subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. If you want to support, we've also got a Patreon page where you can support. Leave down in the comments your top 10 reasons why you think your husband or why you think your spouse should let you buy a dirt bike. So let's get a discussion going down there, and I hope that you guys thought this was fun. It was fun to get these ideas from my wife, and I do tend to agree with her on basically everything that she said. So I love my wife, and I love the fact that I have a dirt bike, and I hope that more of you get a dirt bike because of this video. Thanks.